Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Air Force League for Rocket League, the beginning of the finals. With me today, I have the one, the only, the handsome Big Whiskey from Team Minot, filling in, keep me company throughout some of these games.
One of them joined already. Yep.
Match. So, first up, we got Dias versus Langley today. So this is the start of the finals. We will be going through round 1 and 2, so we have a lot of gameplay to get through today. It'll be a fun time. We'll see kind of how it weeds out and what we're left with to go into next week, which will be the semifinals and then into the finals. Whiskey, you got anything you want to add to that?
Pretty excited to be here today. We got a lot of good games, a lot of good teams. I'm glad some of the teams were able to join us kind of last minute here. We had some complications going throughout the week just because of how long it was, but we're looking at a lot of good games. Specifically, I'm excited about this first match with the Dias Langley matchup because I was unable to see Dias last week, so we'll see what they're able to do. Just bear with us a little bit here with the server. Shouldn't take too long to get this set up, and then we'll jump right into it.
So for the teams, rosters are looking a little new on the side of Dias. We do have Granted gaining. Avalax is one of the subs that hasn't been put in yet. And then on the side of Langley, we've got Torrico, Squirrely, and Kangaroo, which we've all seen in the past couple weeks. So should be a good matchup. And we know the weakness for Dias is not the offensive side of things, but the defensive. And as well, if they all do go under towards the beginning, their mindset usually kind of faults them and they have a hard time coming back. So looking to see if they are able to basically take that early lead, give them that option to maybe miss a couple shots and have the other team score, but stay in the lead, because that seems to be the very very important for Dias as far as their mentality goes.
Right. And obviously Dias is your bread and butter, being a Dias native, so I know you're kind of rooting for them internally. But personally, I'm curious to see what Squirrely Dan brings out. It might just be the name, but I'm also a fan of the player as well. I love seeing what Squirrely Dan can pull off. Hopefully he's still rocking that Fennec. Looks like we're almost about ready to get this started here. All players have now joined.
All right, so let's jump into the action. We'll go straight into it. No reason to wait. We got a lot of gameplay to go through. So off to the first game. Dias in blue, Langley in orange. The games are seeded by the end seeding for the first 15 weeks, which will be shortened for season 2. Dias sitting, I think, what was it, second seed? Or no, third seed currently.
Right.
Playing against Langley, which I believe is 5th. Dias coming out strong already.
Yep. Looks like Squirrely Dan tried to get a 50 there in the middle. Unfortunately, that 50 popped into the back wall right to mid, which was an easy pop for Granite Elf to just seal the deal there. Nice early lead for Dias.
Kickoff's going to go fairly even. Kangaroo trying to look like maybe put a shot on net, but ended up sending it to the other side instead.
Kind of curious on what vehicle there Squirrely Dan's using. Used to seeing that Fennec, but looks like he's rocking something else here.
Is that the Skyline? I think
I'm not sure.
Skyline.
All the color on it.
Squirrely Dan with a shot is going to get blocked away by Gaining.
Yep, and
Avalax taking his time.
Kind of unsure what to do here.
Granted with an attempted shot on net, but was blocked by Langley.
Yeah, it looks like we have a little bit of miscommunication in the backfield of Dias there. Avalax collided with, I think it was Gaining Valor there. So maybe just trying to work out the kinks a little bit. I'm not sure if he was a last-minute sub or what, but I don't believe we've seen him yet in the tournament. But, well, there he goes for a score right off the bat as I'm talking some stuff about him. So not a bad pop out there. Ooh, unfortunate touch for Squirrely Dan.
Avalax has been on the sub roster for a hot minute, but unable to play when he was needed. Last week was one of those options, or one of those times where they needed him to play, but I believe work was an issue, so they ended up pulling out Asiv, which was also doubling. He doubles as our artist for Dias Esports.
Oh yeah, seen some of the work he does. I believe he's the one that made the Air Force Rocket League logo there that we have on the splash screen, right?
No, that was me. He's made the he made the Air Force League logo as well as the Dias Esports logo.
Oh.
And he's done a lot of other stuff for like the local tournaments and stuff that we've held here at Dias.
Looks
already
like
2 minutes down.
Yep. Oh, and Kangaroo, or Kangaroo, if you will, responds with a nice goal there. Now we're up at a 2-1 situation with 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to go. So Langley is most definitely not out of this match just yet. So hopefully they can just keep up some pressure. Looks like they're having a decent time struggling with clearing the ball. But we'll see if Dias can keep up the pressure.
One thing I've noticed lacking in Dias' gameplay as of late was the passing plays. We lost Krezen as the team captain a while back due to a PCS, but we haven't seen near as many passing plays or team plays from Dias since he's left. So I don't know if it's just something they haven't really worked on, or they haven't really had like a solid roster since he left.
Right, and removing that cornerstone, which I believe that Crescent was kind of the cornerstone of that team, and then also playing with a kind of an unknown variable, that's this being Avalax, is going to make passing plays a little bit more difficult. Of course, you're not entirely sure where your teammate's going to be just yet, but
Yeah.
clearly they're showing that it's not too much of an issue, and they seem to be adjusting a-okay. For a second there, Granite Elf was in front of the net while we were doing that little talk there, and honestly, I thought he was going for a backwards musty. So I got pretty pumped. We haven't seen any musties or breezies yet in the tournament, have we?
No, we've had a couple attempts, but I don't think we've actually seen one yet.
Well, you folks are gonna have to be you have to pay attention when Minot comes on the stage there. Might be getting a little weird with it. Kind of looks like
Good rotation by both teams so far.
Yeah, some solid plays. There's no, we're not seeing any real clear gaps or openings. Just some decent clears. Kind of a scuffle, if you will, in the midfield here for ball control.
Hang with an attempted shot.
Yeah, they did a double commit there, kind of pinched off, so that gave them an opening for a little bit, but looks like their teammates were in the backfield collecting boost. Unfortunately, Langley was unable to capitalize on that opening. Squirrely Dan's right there to do a double tap. Kangaroo shot misses. Torrico has a decently open net, gets cleared by Gaining Valor. Now looks like Gaining Valor is going to go to the corner here. Try and get a pop to mid for Granite Elf, and it goes wide.
Granted was in the right place. I just don't think he expected it to come that fast. This could be a chance for Langley. Ball's still on Dias's half. Squirrely's up. And they're not going to be able to do anything about it. So game one goes to Dias. One step closer to moving up. And taking on, I believe the next one would be Maxwell, the winner of this series specifically. So 4 shots to a total of 5 for Langley. The pressure was there for Langley. Just unable to put anything through. 3 saves on the part of Dias. I mean, you really can't do much but just put more and more on net, and hopefully one gets through.
Yeah, honestly, it was really solid play from both teams. It looks like we had some more shots here from Langley, but obviously more saves from Dias. Curious to see going into match 2 if Langley's going to be able to put some more pressure, or if Dias is going to be getting more warmed up, and we'll see kind of a slow death to Langley, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens here going into the next match.
That we will. This is the first game of the day. I'm pretty sure some of them have probably been trying to practice and get some warm up in. But we'll have to see what happens on the next set. Can Langley bring it back? Or are they going to get taken out in a 2-0 sweep versus Dias in the first match for finals round 1? Both Dias and Langley up for that. Langley's going to win it. Torrico, last one back. Going to get the shot on net, but Gaining's going to take it. Gaining looking to take a shot, but throws it off to the side instead.
And there's Squirrely Dan coming again on the wall with a decent clear. Squirrely Dan's, from what I can tell, it seems like a fairly solid defensive player. I wonder if he's really just helping Langley stay in the game here with his defensive plays.
Gaining looking to go for that controlled 50, but still ends up bouncing more in the way of Langley. Ooh, granted, kind of caught off guard there for a second. You saw him jump thinking the shot was coming.
Yeah, never a good idea to take the bait when you're in a defensive position, the only person in the net, and kind of pre-jump that early. It can really leave you off guard and leave an open net. So kind of got lucky not getting scored on there, to be completely honest.
Nice pass attempt. I don't know why Kang went for that. It looked like he was going to pass it center. One of his teammates went up for it, but maybe thought had a better shot himself. The pressure's real on Langley's net right now, but looks like the counterattack's about to happen. Is Langley going to be able to put the pressure on
Dias? Really good
Dias?
save by Puerto Rico. Really able to pull that one off, and we had all of the Dias players pretty much just swarming, chomping at the bit. I thought for sure that was going in.
Swirly trying to do that solo dribble. This could be trouble for Langley. Puerto Rico sitting with 0 boost in net. Kang going to push it off to the side. I thought Avalax was going to be there, but it looked like he turned away. We got a demo in net, which brings us to 2-1 or 2v1, and Langley's going to capitalize on that demo.
Yep, that was a great demo from Kangaroo there, and then he's able to just plant there and get a pass. Needless to say, definitely that demo that sealed the deal there. Demos are vastly underrated in this game, especially when you're on offense.
Underrated and extremely hated at the same time.
Nothing feels better than losing control of your car for a good 3 seconds.
Ooh, that could have been that should have been a shot by Granted, but he put it high on an open net. Gaining trying to rotate back. Avalax, he's got Gaining in the middle, but Squirrely Dan's going to get in the way. Going to push it down. He should have a teammate behind him. He does. Kangaroo coming in. Potentially setting it up. No. Squirrely wasn't fast enough to try and take that pot shot off the top of his head.
Yeah, and it looks like Kangaroo there kind of went for a flick, but didn't have the ball settled yet on top of his car.
Both teammates on Langley, they're out of boost. One backwards. All they had to do was just put it on net at that point, and that probably would have been a goal. A nice save by Granted. Albeit probably a panic save, but... Langley just pounding the back wall currently. This is a breakaway goal for Dias potentially. All he's got to do is put it on net. He's going to put it just wide.
Ooh.
Kang was there to kind of, give him trouble. Make him panic a little bit.
Yep. I don't watch a ton of esports, but I believe that they call it the squishy save.
Joe Pickle, the man, the myth, the legend. Yes, you do just got to put it on net.
This is a much closer game, so it seems that Langley has been able to respond to the pressure rather than Dias warming up more and kind of taking that dominant position. So potentially might see a... we're going for a ceiling shot here. Unfortunately, was only able to get it.
There's the breakaway. Oh,
Great
Granted
save.
Elf went for the bump. I'm pretty sure he got it, but he might have actually bumped him into the save.
We got a good setup here for Langley. Unfortunately, he gets double committed on that 50. Is unable to do anything.
A shot attempt by Ave, Gaining behind him. Granted's got to be very careful in that position. He was entirely too close and sideways. If he would have gotten beat, that would have been another point for Langley.
Yeah, and this is not looking too good for Dias with the ball being on their side with 15 seconds. They have to go in a very aggressive stance right now. Otherwise, they're going to be getting taken to game 3. You really got to just take some risk right now.
Just send it, if you will. Oh, not a good touch by Gaining. He was trying to send it back towards the net, but is going to end up killing it instead, which takes us to a game 3 in our first match of the day between Dias and Langley. Langley definitely showing up that game.
Yeah, for sure. Look at the saves from Torrico. That man saved 5 balls because you look at the shots right there. And I'm no mathematician, but it looks like Dias had 11 shots.
They did have 11 shots.
Thank you for the fact checking. And then with 5 saves from Torrico, it looks like Torrico is really putting in work. So Langley definitely warmed up there. And hopefully we can see a good round 3. Maybe some more offensive action. There was just some really solid play all around from both teams. as far as just clearing the ball and not leaving too many gaps open. So not entirely sure if there was just not capitalization on the gaps that were there, or if there was just good rotation from both teams. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna go with a good rotation. A lot of pressure was coming out from Langley. I mean, they only got one goal through on Dias, and the rest of it, Dias was there to save most of them. We saw a lot of shots taken, but also not connect with the net as well. We saw the one from Langley where it bounced off the post. It was just a matter of the rotation on Dias was good enough to prevent most of the shots going in, but at the same time, with the saves and defense from Langley, the shots that Dias was putting on net just they couldn't break that wall. We need to go into a third match, which will be the Champions Field for the best of 3 matches. So we play the first 2 on DHF Stadium, and if we go to a game 3, it will be Champions Field. So we're just loading up the next match now, and then we will start shortly.
Right, and I'm looking at the player stats right now, and it's kind of interesting that Torrico is taking over that key defensive player position when normally it's Squirrely Dan with it looks like 0.9 saves per match, with Torrico trailing by 0.68. So maybe they just kind of swapped roles there, trying to switch things up a little bit.
Maybe one was just feeling more comfortable. I mean, they've had 15 weeks to kind of sort out, and Langley is one of the teams that's had a lot of subs come in and out. Not really had a strong, solid roster for the entirety, except for Torrico and I believe it was Squirrely Dan as well.
Looks like we almost have all the players in here, almost ready to start this thing.
And that's all of them. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road for game 3 between Dias and Langley. Who's gonna stay in the upper bracket? Who's gonna drop down? Nobody knows. What does chat think? Give me your predictions. Nice attempt at a clear by Avalix.
Yeah,
Granted coming out strong.
Missed that great shot there from Granted. It was almost perfect, almost picture perfect placement there. It was a really good shot.
We got, it looks like a potential split in chat. We got one for Langley, we got one for Dias, but they're saying by 2, they're calling it. We know Dias can be strong. If they get in that flow on offense, we know they've got the that skill. It's just that defense side for Dias is where it lacks.
Oh, that was so
close. But they
close.
Can keep that pressure on.
Yep, Squirrely Dan went for kind of a little fake little bump there so Kangaroo could pound it in, but fortunately Kangaroo was unable to find the net.
Kangaroo pushing it off to the side. Granted, trying to get there, read it off the bounce. He's going to be unable to. We got a double commit on the side of Dias, but I don't think it's going to matter. Gaining with a little bump off the top of his car. I don't even think that had anything to do with it. It was going in regardless.
That was really nice. That was a really good wall transfer there from Gaining. There's almost a 0-second delay there and just controlling of the ball and clearing it from the wall.
Dias up by 2, coming back strong in game 3. See if Langley has an answer. They haven't really had a chance to put too much pressure on Dias.
Kind of curious if Kangaroo turns it on. I saw him go up and do some spinnies, so that must means a freestyler. So,
well, he needs to turn it on rather quick because Dias is starting to run away.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those momentum-based games, so you really need a key play to reverse the momentum so you don't get swamped.
At this point, the comms for Langley should be, we know we've taken 1, we can do it again. We just need to play smart and keep the pressure on and not double triple commit. They've still got some time to make these goals back before they need to start throwing people at the net.
Oh, such a missed opportunity there by Kangaroo, unfortunately. Didn't get that pre-double jump off, knowing the speed of the bounce there was going to be make it go quite high, quite fast.
Fortunately, this isn't the first time we've seen that from Langley either. So far, just these two series that they played previous, they were plagued with shots on net that just went too wide or too high.
Yeah, starting to wonder if it's sort of a mental thing. Once you feel that pressure coming on, it's much easier to just kind of panic, if you will, multiple shots rather than just taking it slow. When taking it slow is what you need to do to be able to reverse momentum.
Langley keeping up the pressure, but their back guy was just too far back. So now it's going to reverse potentially, but I say that, and now it's back on Dias's half. Nice play by Granted there to read what the teammate or the opponent was going to do and try and get that bounce around him.
That was a risky clear there from Torrico, passing it to mid.
What a shot by Granted. That angle. I saw him go up for it. I thought he was just going for the center, but he's going to hit top right, bounce it off the right post. What a play by Granted.
Dias really coming out here and showing their support of LT with these plays. They're not messing around right now. Grant's gonna put another one in. I mean, it just got passed right over mid. Grant's right there reading it. Grant is definitely warmed up now.
That pre-flip from Avix to actually push it off the backboard and prevent the defender from Langley that was coming in from the side to hit it opened up that goal. So although the goal will go towards Granted, we got to give it to Avalax for that pass.
I'm always in support of giving the passer and support player the credit. Too often people just look at the scoreboard, you know, without kind of reading further into the story. Of course, it's a team-based game, and there's a lot of...
oh, that's trouble.
Hey, there's still a chance. We got a minute and 40 seconds left. It's entirely possible.
That was just an unfortunate 50 in half court, and both Dias team, or the other two teammates, were already trying to rotate, thinking that 50 was going the other direction.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seemed like Avalax didn't have as much momentum as his opponent there in that 50.
Minute 30 left. Langley down by 4. I mean, we've seen bigger comebacks, but...
yeah, it's entirely possible. Not necessarily probable, but could definitely happen. I mean, much more likely if this was a solos match, but you know, it could still happen.
Dias is just looking extremely strong right now. Not to mention, obviously, the score line, but, I mean, Granted himself, that's another shot.
Yeah, Granted and Avalax are really just, it really just seems like they're vibing off each other. Avalax, 3 assists. I'm not even sure if those are all for Granted or one for Gaining, but Avalax got a goal and multiple assists here, so he's really being a team player right now.
Oh, that's trouble. Oh, I don't know how Granted missed that. My mouth would have been watering the moment I saw that ball getting ready to go over the opponent's net.
Looks like Torrico went for kind of a scoop shot there, but kind of just missed the placement on his hitbox just by a tad.
A nice center by Avalax, but unfortunately his team Gaining was actually rotating back. And that's going to do it. Dias is going to take it with a third game and a dominant showing on the third game as well.
I'm starting to think it's just Champions Field energy.
15 shots by Dias and 7 saves by Langley. The pressure was just unreal. Like, there were times where Dias would be on the Langley half for, you know, a solid minute and a half, eventually ending up on a goal, only to turn around and go right back to being on the other side of the field again. So congratulations to Dias as they move on through the upper bracket. The next game will be Aviano A versus Barksdale B. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to run some ads. If you don't mind sticking around for them, if you have to, just lower the volume. It does help generate revenue for the stream. And that revenue is put back into the leagues for prizes, upcoming tournaments, and stuff like that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick break.
It's only you that makes me happy. It's only you that makes me feel this way. It's only you that makes me happy inside. It's only you that makes me happy. It's only you that makes me feel this way. It's only you that makes me happy inside. It's only you that makes me love you. It's only you that makes me feel this way.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on! Ladies and gentlemen, come on!
All right, we're back. Game 2 coming up. We got Aviano B versus Barksdale B. Wait, no, Aviano A. Aviano A. Yeah, Aviano A. My apologies. Aviano A versus Barksdale B. Second group that'll be going on here. We've already got him in the lobby, so let's jump to the quick stats overall. Overall, Aviano A, a total of 89 goals throughout season 1. To Barksdale B's 35. Barksdale B being one of the lower seeded teams, but also yet most improved throughout the season. Watching from the beginning, Barksdale B has definitely improved, along with Langley, throughout the season. So we look forward to seeing them come back during season 2 and see what they can come up with. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Aviano A on this one, just for the fact that they're top seeded above Barksdale B. The numbers don't lie at this point, so mine will be probably Aviano A with a 2-1. I think Barksdale might put up a fight for one of the games, maybe bring it back, but I'm gonna have to give Barksdale B at least a glimmer of hope with a 2-1 for Aviano A.
I'm gonna have to go with pretty much mirror your statement. Aviano A 2-0 over Barksdale B. Like you said, unfortunately, probably not gonna change this late in the season, short of stellar performance. But looks like we're ready to go.
We are indeed underway for the first game between Aviano A and Barksdale B. Already a shot coming out from Aviano A that's just going to go just high.
Yeah, not sure what Fuzz Effects was doing there. He had some control problems or what, but he wasn't really moving, then kind of flipped late. So, kind of, I hope his hardware's okay.
Now they are playing on an EU server. As you can see, the ping for Barksdale B is a little high, but based on seeding, that was how we decided the servers for Aviano. The higher seed gets the first server choice, and it looks like it's actually taking its toll currently, as
One of the players lost.
unfortunately they're gonna have to try and play it out, potentially see if they can get Raspberry to come back in. As it's past the first 10 seconds, they can continue to play, and he could still join. However, we cannot restart the match due to a person losing connection.
Yeah, unfortunate situation for Barksdale B, already being behind a goal, but just got to adapt and overcome, if you will, and kind of play a little bit safer and try to stave off as many goals as possible until your teammate can come back in. And honestly, it looks like they're not doing too bad of a job, too. So like a boss is taking the forward position while BuzzFX is taking the back position here. They're actually keeping decent pressure still on Aviano A, even with only having 2 players. Really impressive stuff.
It is. It's hard to play in a 3v3 under a 2's mindset, especially when you only have 2 players, because you could send one person up and the other person just stays back the entire time. But I mean, one mistake and that's game.
Right, exactly. And the team with the majority of players, looks like we're gonna have a goal here from Frosty, the Snowman. Yeah, when you have the majority of players, you can either send one of your players to essentially just go bump them, or keep one in the backfield so your net's safe at all times, so you can kind of do whatever you want in the field.
I mean, it's tough to watch, unfortunately, but I wonder, they should know that he can join unless he just straight up lost internet.
Yeah, unfortunately. Hopefully he gets it figured out here. To able to come back and help Barksdale B, but He needs to do it soon because it looks like the damage is starting to pile up here for Barksdale B. Yeah, and that's exactly what I said earlier about the demoing. Looks like B's kind of going that route a little bit. And I just be starting to demo here.
Oh, yeah, now I'm starting to get it on my end. Obviously not one of the best servers for EU that we've come across yet.
Yeah, ever since that free-to-play update, there's been a smattering of quality when it comes to servers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Psyonix pleased. Shells out
Fix
some
Epic
money.
servers.
Yeah, use that Fortnite money, that Battle Bus money, and get some better servers here. Because we deserve better as the Rocket League community. Let's be honest. You know, we're better than Fortnite players.
Yeah.
No offense to any players in the chat.
I think at this point, I mean, no mercy doesn't. The mercy rule does not apply. But the longer they play it out, maybe the better chance they have of sorting out that internet connection issue that they have going on Barksdale's side.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's really hard to watch a situation like this. But the silver lining is maybe this, gives Barksdale B that fire for match 2. You know, kind of a revenge grudge match. You know, makes them play a little bit more aggressive. You know, want a little bit more, that give them that hunger going into match 2.
And match 2 will be on an East server as well, so they will have home field advantage.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them come out the gate, swing, hopefully get some aggression right off the bat. But I gotta give props though to Barksdale B team. Keeping at a 3-point differential here is no easy feat against a team that is seated higher than you as well. So it gives me a decent bit of hope here, especially with the changing of servers. Will definitely serve them well to tip the scales going into round 2.
Oh no! It almost looks like Aviano A is not necessarily backing off, but they've definitely taken more of a defensive posture.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of trying to keep it in play. Get to a match 2 a little bit quicker than just slamming the ball into the net over and over again.
Yeah.
As I say that.
Yeah. I mean, there's no necessary reason to kind of pad stats in the finals. You're just trying to make it through to the end. So guarantee your win. I mean, they've guaranteed this win for the first game. We'll have to see what happens with Barksdale if they're going to get that third player back.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to take ensure that he gets in there for match 2. Hopefully, we can see a little bit more contested game.
As we finish it up, I mean, kind of saw that going that way as soon as they dropped that third player. Aviano A is going to take the first series in the best of 3. Hopefully, we can get Barksdale's player back into the lobby for the second game. But Aviano starting off strong in the first set with 10 shots. Kind of easy to do when there's only 2 players, but not to take anything away from Aviano A. They are one of the top seeded teams for a reason. Let's start up the second while we wait for the East servers to be made and see if they get their player back.
Not too much to talk about their stats wise. Unfortunately, just due to the circumstances of the game. Even with that, It's clear Aviano A doing a good job, you know, as we expected of them. So feel kind of bad for saying 2-0 at the beginning of the match, because now I kind of want it to be a 2-1 in the opposite way, just because the unfortunate circumstances. But still think it's going to be a 2-0. Hopefully I'm wrong.
We'll have to see. Checking to make sure that Barksdale B's good join. See if they're having issues with that third player or not.
Right. If possible, definitely take the time to ensure a good match here. Hopefully
Okay,
get
so
him
they
in.
are bringing in a sub. The issues on the one player were unable to be fixed, I guess. So they're bringing in a sub, which we've seen before. Kobo, I believe is his name. Yep, he's played one match. So they're pulling him off the bench to, you know, establish and actually get this game going.
I feel like a bad commentator because I don't remember him playing in the tournament.
This was week 1 was the first time he played. And then he kind of stepped down for some of the other players. Let's see, Raspberry Chai with Wi-Fi was the one that he got replaced with come week 2. So as we wait for them to join the server, brackets live. If bot's doing a good job so far at spamming it apparently. But if it goes a while and you haven't seen it, you can type !bracket and it will give you the link for the bracket, which we're updating live as we play. Again, we will be going through rounds 1 and 2 today. Next Sunday will be the upper semifinals and finals, followed by the last game of the lower finals for next week.
Right. Today's gonna be a bit of a longer day, just due to the sheer volume of games we have to get through. But kind of makes
Especially
up
if we
for all.
keep having
Yep.
issues like this.
Kind of makes up for all of you that wanted a little bit more Rocket League last week and the week before that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to play full rounds those weeks, but we got a bevy of games for y'all today. Hopefully, we can get some good quality games, good quality matches out of it. But it's up to Psyonix.
Yeah, we already got the first set of games. The Dias Langley was a good showdown all the way to the game 3, so I'm expecting to see quite a few more of those. Speaking of, the Dias and Langley were seeded 4th and 5th. Now Aviano A is 2nd and Barksdale B is 7th, so we're kind of expecting to see more of a dominating show by Aviano, just for the fact that they are seeded 2nd, with going up against one of the lower seeded teams. Got 7.
Right. Yeah, very close here. Aviano, obviously, one of the greats. May not be as good as my boys on Minot, but you know, not biased.
Aviano is definitely one of the OGs when it comes to Air Force Rocket League. They were there for I want to say it was, I don't remember if they were there for the Flash tournament. I don't think they were there for the Flash Tour. I think they were there for the first Interbase tournament that Air Force Esports held, and made it all the way to the finals. With, I think, if I'm right, they had like 3 days notice before the Interbase tournaments actually, the finals started. So one of the OGs of Rocket League, and they are showing why they belong up there. So we are good to go. We have everybody in the lobby. So as we move on, we gotta
Come
go
out
in.
here.
See if Barksdale has an answer. There we go.
Ooh, I made it just in time.
So Kobo apparently not going to be playing. Raspberry was able to make it back in, although internet still looking like it's an issue. Hopefully this doesn't turn around to haunt Barksdale B.
Yeah, starting to see some of the packet loss symbol there next to his ping, but that just went away. So hopefully he can hold on at least for the next 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And as I say that, it comes right back.
Nice shot by Fuzz, and it's actually going to make it through 2 defenders.
Yep, so like we were talking about, looks like they're coming out strong. You know, got that server advantage, got a little bit of anger out of unfortunate circumstances last match. So hopefully they put that into play here.
Frosty looking to potentially try and dribble it on Barksdale. Made it past 1, but wasn't able to make it past 2. Frost is going to take that and tie up Aviano in the first 40 seconds.
Yeah, Frosty misses his flick there, but thankfully the clear was right to Kitten, who passes it right in front of Frost again for a nice little goal there.
Hitting with a little chip up, and he's going to get that second touch and beat out both defenders. B with that force shove out of the way. Raspberry backwards. Fuzz not able to get in the way of Kitten.
Right off the bat, we're seeing a much stronger showing here. Oh, and as I say that, Kitten looks like, or excuse me, not Kitten, Raspberry was having some problems there. I think his internet's just barely holding on. He's trying his best here. It's very unfortunate.
I know, so Barksdale, I believe, were they not about to be hit by another hurricane? Or did that...
I know what you're talking about. I don't want to sound ignorant and say it's Hurricane Delta, but
I think that's what it was.
yeah, I remember I got the notifications on my phone. Hopefully they're not being affected by that, and that's causing problems. Obviously, the last thing we want is a threat to our players' safety. So hopefully they're doing okay. But one thing that's not doing okay is Raspberry Tried Internet, as he
Yeah.
is, as he's just stopping and starting all the time. Really sucks to see that, especially in the last few matches here that really make a difference. But not much you can do about it.
Fortunately, especially when you're going against one of the top seeded teams that have played. So Aviano A, they've had to sub out one player, I think, twice in the total 15 weeks. So this team is basically molded with one another. They know each other's play style. They play a lot together. I don't think Frost is going to get back to that one in time. Fuzz FX putting another one on the board, keeping it within 2.
Right, and as you're saying, like, there's not really anything that can replace that experience of just grinding out games with your teammates. It's pretty valuable. So even if you switch to a new teammate with maybe have a little bit better skill, you're still losing that experience that you built up. So good on them for keeping their teammates all the way through.
Kitten with the demo. Nobody's going to be able to follow up that demo, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like Frosty was went kind of underneath there, maybe going for a scoop shot, which just gives me flashbacks from Joe Pickle. So I was hoping to see one of those come out. He's only got 8 boosts here. There's no way he's going to be able to get up there for a double tap.
A nice 50 by Raz, putting himself on the inside of that ball so they didn't have a shot. Frost is going to try to throw it center again.
Yeah, Kitten's going to come up here, but he's going to get 50 by like a boss, and it's going to go right back to Aviano A's side. Aviano A is doing a good job there for about a minute, keeping the pressure on their side. Unfortunately, I think that stems back from Raz just really not being able to participate very well. As you can see, he just can't move back there in the net.
It was an unfortunate touch there by Fuzz. I think he thought maybe B was actually going to challenge that, or maybe somebody was closer than they actually were. But it just set up Aviano for the shot in.
Yeah, and looks like we're kind of right back to game one here with the score. Really sad. I really wanted to see Barksdale B come out here with all their players, and 'cause it showed some fervor in the beginning there. You know, a little bit of, looks like they had a little bit of fire in them, and it looks like the gap's just going to widen a little bit more with Kitten making that shot for Aviano A.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is not showing how Barksdale B has actually played in the last couple weeks. The server issue with Raspberry is definitely hindering them a little bit, but again, going up against one of the top seeded teams, I expected a little more out of Barksdale. But with it being the finals, maybe nerves are, you know, actually getting to him at this point.
Yeah, I think they're more so just demoralized. You know, having your teammate get not even unable to play, but just straight up disconnected on the first match. That's incredibly frustrating. You know, and then come back in the second match with just straight up pack a loss the entire time. So
Yeah.
but thankfully we do have a losers round one, which they look like they'll be participating in, and hopefully they can kind of show what they're all about in that match.
A lot of the times, and I'm starting to see it now too, a lot of the times Barksdale B has the habit of trying to throw the ball when they do clears, but not necessarily controlling where they try to put it. And that cross was kind of an example, banging it off the wall instead of trying to force it down. Ultimately, Raspberry looking like he's affected by
He's got vertigo. That's what it is. Yeah, can't stand it. Yeah, to as we love to say, piggyback off of what you were saying. You know, when you first start playing, your main goal or imperative action is to, I just need to hit the ball. And then as you get a little bit better, it's okay, I need to slam the ball to get us out of our side. And then that final step is, okay, should I slam the ball? Now that I have all these options to play it slow, to slam the ball, hit off the side. It's resisting the urge to just get the ball out of your face to relieve pressure, and trusting and having confidence in yourself to take it slow and perhaps get past one or two defenders, rather than just slam it to their side and give it right to the enemy team, you know?
Yep. Now we had an Aviano player drop. And that,
But not going to change anything, unfortunately.
unfortunately not. So Aviano takes 2 games in a 2-0 sweep. Barksdale B drops to the lower bracket. You can see still plagued by internet issues, Raspberry Chai. Unfortunate, but it is Rocket League. We deal with it every day. So we're going to take it to a quick break, update the bracket, and we'll be back for the next set of games where I'm losing my co-caster for a game or two.
Okay. I got to play.
Yeah. But hang tight. We'll be back in a little bit. And yeah. All right, and we're back with the third game of the day. This will be Minot versus Aviano. Crap, where'd it go? I believe it's Aviano B. Minot versus Aviano B will be our next matchup for the day. As we take it over to the series, Minot is currently seeded third. So we got the third seeded Minot versus the sixth seeded Aviano B. The server choice will be towards Aviano today, or I'm sorry, Minot. Good lord, I can't think straight. First game will be towards Minot, so on the East servers. And then the second game will go towards EU. So let's see if Aviano B is able to put up with the pressure from Minot that they've been putting up for the last couple days after losing, or the last couple weeks rather, after losing Joe Pickle Bob. Big Whiskey taking on that cap as the team captain. They've been showing up the last couple weeks, giving losses and doing sweeps to teams that we didn't expect them to. So let's get into the action, and we'll see what the outcome of this is going to be. So Chrome Ace not able to make it today for the Aviano side of the house. So instead we're seeing a sub for Psych, who I believe it was one of the subs, just a name change. So far, a lot of back and forth. That could have been real bad on JPEG's part had he chosen to actually try and touch that. So good on him for backing off and knowing that that was probably not the best of moves. And a shot attempt by Big Whiskey. You're going to keep the pressure on Aviano's side for now. King Moore up. Both the Aviano's players in the backfield. Big Whiskey's going to go up in the corner. Look to do a pass. He's going to get off the back wall. King Moore's there. Not able to do much with it as Aviano got in the way. Now they're going to have to rotate back. Big Whiskey coming up. He's going to launch it up the side and follow it. Looking for potentially that second touch, but not going to be able to make contact with it. Minot finds themselves trying to rotate back, and they're going to get scored on by J Doubles. It looked like the rotation from Minot was just a little off. Real JPEG sitting in front of the net instead of in the net. J Doubles again. He's going to be out of boost as King Moore grabbed that back boot, or that side boost. Big Whiskey with a nice clear off the backboard. Going to push off the side for JPEG. King Moore try to go for that double touch. Whiskey looking to take his time. Get that pinch off the back or the sidewall, but not going to be able to do much with it. King Moore with a shot opportunity, but it's not going to have much behind it. Real JPEG looking to pressure. The offensive pressure is there for Minot. We just haven't seen too many shots on net, and the ones we have seen really haven't had much behind them. Ooh, this could be a misplay. Luckily, nobody from Minot was there to make Aviano pay for that. J Double's trying to clear off to the corner, ease some pressure off the net. Big Whiskey already up with the center. King Moore is going to jump directly behind him. That was an open net, but Psych is going to manage to clear it before it rolls in. This is an open net. King Moore is going to place it in the left side and tie him up 1-1. 2 minutes remaining, and that's the tying goal from King Moore with a nice placement, knowing that Ike Bobby was right there. He had the entire left-hand side of the net. Nice control. A demo coming out by Aviano to start off the first kickoff. That looks like it could potentially be rolling in, and it's going to. The double commit by Minot pays off. Not even a pinch. See how Aviano responds to that. As they go for the kickoff, it's going to go fairly neutral. JPEG's going to beat doubles to the boost and the ball. JPEG looking to center. King Moore's up. That is another open net, but J Doubles is going to be there to block it off. Whiskey looking to play it slow, potentially confuse the opponents. Psych looking for that boost. J Double's going to have to touch this. He's going to go out to Ike, but Ike's not ready. J Double's looking to find it off the back wall. Psych going to jump in, cut rotation. J Doubles with another shot on net, and it's going to go in. And there's the answer for that 1-goal lead that Minot had on Aviano. Whiskey almost making it there. Just the shot was a little too fast. J Double's pushing it up the side. He's going to get the boost. Sight going in for the shot. That's going to bounce back out to the side. JPEG opting to try and pinch that. I've noticed a lot of teams do that instead of trying to read where the opponents are at. We've said it before. A lot of the teams will tend to try and pinch the ball away. Oh, this could be trouble. Tyke is going to go for that double. King Moore's going to get him beat. A shot out to Psych. Big Whiskey looking to just try and kill it. We don't need this on their half. As we go into overtime for game one. Next goal takes the game. Psych looking to take a quick shot. Just make the defenders kind of move. Doubles looking going. He was going for that double read. But the attempted block by Minot kind of forced that ball in. An unfortunate touch by Minot. And Aviano B is going to take that first game. Pressure was fairly consistent on both sides. Even with Aviano B suffering some of the ping disadvantage, they still managed to take out game one. The amount of shots by Minot just far outweighed Aviano, but the defensive side of Aviano, Minot couldn't hang. All they had to do was take those placement shots. So give us a second while we back out and create the new lobby. This will be jumping over to the EU side. Teams know that it's up. As we wait them to fill. We got Minot joining, and we're just waiting on Aviano. It's going to be a tough comeback for Minot, especially going down on servers. They're going to have one heck of a fight coming up on this next match. Jump into the game. Is Minot going to have an answer for that overtime goal? And already, J Double's going to get a quick kickoff goal. J Double's cheating up just ever so slightly more than the back guy on Minot. JPEG looking to try and throw that down the side, but not going to get a good touch on it, or a touch at all. Looking to see some passing plays. We've seen a lot of solo tries, but we're looking to see some more of those passing plays. Catch the team, or catch the opponent off guard. Yes, Dias will be playing today. They took the first round in their game, so they'll be playing against Maxwell, our #1 seeded team, on not the next game, but the following game. King Moore sitting in back with 0 boost. And this is looking like trouble for Minot. Whiskey's going to get the clear, but it's not going to go very far. JPEG with a nice reaction, sending it to the other side. That's a center. All 3 from Minot are up. This could be trouble. If J Doubles can put this on net, and he's going to. That triple commit by Minot, just wanting to secure that extra point, just opened up the entire backfield. And that's why those double commits, triple commits that we call out all the time are so deadly. Aviano with the man cheating in the background on the kickoff. Almost working out for him again. You don't see a lot of those in our league. Mostly from the upper seeded teams. JPEG looking to try and go for the dribble, but wasn't able to take control of it. Ooh, that's going to be over the top of Ike. Leaves Syke in the back. A nice center by JPEG. Demo coming out by Minot in the back. Ooh, a nice attempt by Whiskey to read that double touch. King Moore with the shot. It's going to go wide. Doubles sees Whiskey jump. So decides to lay off of that second touch. A little bit of a hard touch by Whiskey. Syke is going to clear across. King Moore looking. He sees Whiskey in the corner. He's going to go for that dunk. J Double's trying to get to that boost steal. King Moore with that nice first touch. JPEG had a chance to take a shot. He's going to push it off wide. Whiskey already up on the wall. Potential double touch from Whiskey. Psych, who was already on the wall, got the save. This is another open net for Aviano. If Minot's going to have a chance, they need to start one kickoff goal and then just nothing but offense. Oof. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, as too much time has already been taken off the clock. So Aviano B is going to take the second game, and they're going to stay in the upper bracket as they wait on a team to fill that next spot. Correction, I take that back. So the winner of this will be taking on Aviano A. So it looks like we might have an EU versus EU matchup coming up shortly. So Aviano B takes that. That puts Aviano B staying in the upper bracket and Minot dropping into the lowers. They're going to be taking on Barksdale B in the next game. So as we go to a quick break, bear with us. We'll set up the next set of games and we'll be right back. This will be the first game of lowers. It'll be Barksdale B versus Minot for the lowers to see who progresses through to face Langley in the round 2 lowers. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a quick break.
DJ Live. 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 DJ Live.
All right, and we're back for the fourth match of the day. This will be Barksdale B versus Minot. The first game in the lower bracket. The winner of this will be moving on, and the unfortunate loser of this will be out of this season until next season. As we wait for the other teams to join, we do have Barksdale versus Minot. Minot just taking the L against Aviano B. Should be still warm after playing those two games. Now we are back on the east side servers, so both teams should not have any issues. Hopefully, as far as the the server side goes, but can't speak for personal internet. So Barksdale B is doing a sub for Raspberry due to the internet issues. Let me see if I can remember who they were subbing in. So it will be Kobo jumping in for Raspberry on the Barksdale side. We are having, and there we go. Got all but, I think we're waiting on one more individual. We're waiting on one more player to join the match before we can get started. Disregard, somebody actually joined a team. As they back out. It's so much fun being the commentator and doing all the behind the scenes stuff. All right, so we got Team Minot. Barksdale is joining. And we have everybody. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get this underway. In Joe Pickle, we trust. So first game between Barksdale B, Minot Lowers. See how this goes. They've replaced Raspberry with Kobo for internet purposes. Raspberry was having issues. And that's going to be a shot on net by Minot. Oh no, I'm sorry. Alright, so the teams have decided to change around and not go the right one. So let me fix that real quick. So Minot up one. Kobo coming in to replace Raspberry. To see if who's going to be the one that takes off the first game, and then is it going to continue on through the second game, or are they going to be able to keep that momentum and fight their way through the lower bracket? Big Whiskey pushing it off to the side. Kobo was looking to try and take advantage of that shot. Gonna get a double commit on the side of Barksdale here, which is gonna set mine up for a push on their net. A center out by Whiskey. Moore is already up and finds that angle. Kobo thinking maybe that was going to bounce more off the corner, send it out more mid. Instead, it went straight to the hands of Whiskey, who was waiting on the wall, and managed to get a nice center out for King Moore. Take Minot's lead up by 2. A nice boomer shot by Fuzz. He's going to try and go up for that. It looks like he had somebody behind him who had a better shot at it. This is where that rotation that has plagued some of these teams from the get-go. But Fuzz is going to manage to put one in and bring that scoreline one closer. Big Whiskey looks like he got caught out a little bit, like he was expecting one of his 2 teammates that were in front of him to actually clear that ball off to the side. Not sure what JPEG was doing there. Whiskey's gonna force it down. Unfortunately, couldn't get that second touch to send it up over the top. And a bump play, unintentional potentially. I don't think that was actually intentional. It was not. Gonna come out and Like a Boss is gonna put it on net, but Kobo is gonna be in the way. So 2-2 Barksdale versus Minot, game 1. Another double commit coming out of Minot, but this time it pays off. Triple commit, actually. As the other two were still in the air, Team Moore went for that ball. Just from watching this, it looks like JPEG and Moore are more of a, they have more of like a twos mentality than they do a threes. JPEG with a bump on the two players from Barksdale that were just sitting on the side. 20 seconds left in the first game. Barksdale's down by 1. They need to make a play. They need to make it happen. As the clock counts down, it's looking more and more like Minot's going to take this, and that should do it as the ball touches down. Minot's going to take game 1. One more game from securing their way through the lower bracket. As we look, 4 shots total for Minot against the 8 by Barksdale. I forgot to change the name. I thought I did. Oh well. No saves coming out on the part of Barksdale, though. 6 coming out of Minot. We'll have to see if Barksdale can turn this around, or their run through the finals will be done after this game. That's a center. JPEG is there. He's just got to touch it. That's going to put Minot on the board up by 1. JPEG saw him coming in. Knew if he took the shot, it was going to get blocked. So the best thing he could do was just kind of chip it back out to the side. Barksdale getting a little bundled up there at the beginning. That's a Feels backflip man by Like a Boss. Lucky for them, Minot was not able to put that on net. Scanning to make sure nobody's there. He's not going to make contact with that as he continued to boost through the wall. Whiskey coming through. What a nice shot by Whiskey. I want to see that game. I'll commentate it. Joe Pickle Bob versus Sanchez. What a pinch. That might be on net. A nice job by JPEG to force it down into the other side. That's a shot by Kobo. Shot by Whiskey. Boss is going to be there for a nice save. Nice patience. Cleared off to the side. Kobo with an attempted shot on net. Fuzz is going to block it. Trying to center it again. He's not going to get there. King Moore looking to just slowly play this. Figure out where the other team is at. Fuzz with the shot would have gone wide. King Moore looking for the double. Again, Kobo's there to throw that off the back wall, say thank you, but no. The demo's coming out from the defensive side of Minot. I mean, from what I understand, though, Sanchez, they couldn't negotiate a contract because he wanted too much. Like a Boss, that's actually a shot, and it's going to go in. Nobody from Minot back for this ball. And it's just going to float right into the net. Wait, he wouldn't take the extra 6 years, so he left? And as we close out this round, Minot is looking to gonna take it unless Barksdale has an answer. But with clears like that, that looks like it's going to be the end of Barksdale's run through season 1. As we get some GGs in the chat for the Barksdale B team and this season. Again, one of the most improved teams throughout the first season. By far. I mean, with what they've had to play against, their overall and individual skills have actually gotten a lot better. So next year when we come out for season 2, look forward to seeing what they're able to put together for that. But for now, we're going back up to the upper bracket. This will be Maxwell versus Dias, the number 1 seeded team who got the bye in the first round, looking to take on Dias, who just came from a 2-1 victory over Langley, followed by Aviano A and Aviano B. So don't go anywhere. We got some more Rocket League action coming up right after this quick break. All right, we're back for one of the last 3 games, I believe it is. Last 4 games, apologies. So Maxwell versus Dias will be the upcoming one. Maxwell taking first seed through the season. They had the bye through round 1, so this will be the first time they're playing against Dias, who's a team that has already played once and is a little warm now. He is. But I'm going to have to give it to Maxwell just on sheer season play alone. Dias may put up a fight, but I'm going to have to go out and say that the mechanics of Maxwell may be a little too much for Dias to take on at this point in time.
Yeah, after losing Krezin, just the sheer skill of Maxwell, I'm almost 100% positive this is going to be a 2-0 for Maxwell here. After facing the Wrath personally, those guys don't mess around. So hopefully we can get some good games and maybe see one of those legendary Musties or Breezies that I've
Ooh.
so see.
We know that Maxwell is definitely one of those teams that has that potential. So as the teams take the field, let's jump into it and get straight into the action. Dias versus Maxwell, and I did it again.
Looks like Maxwell's going to score right off the bat. Unfortunate clear to the sidewall for Granted. Classifies there with the breakout that he so loves, just to place it right into an open net, unfortunately for Dias.
Maxwell's one of those teams so far that they can play fast or they can play slow, and they have the control for both. What a nice unintentional save by Avalax.
Right, yeah, exactly what you were saying. Glassify there with the breakout. He was right in front of the net, and he chose to take it slow, and the defender just whiffed right past him. That's just comes from so much experience and confidence in your playstyle.
That and Maxwell having one of the most solid rotations out of the teams. Very rarely do you see them do a double commit unless they're trying to show off towards the end of the game. But yeah, their rotations are usually pretty solid.
Yeah, 2 minutes into it, it's a 2-0 situation. This doesn't bode necessarily well for Dias, but of course anyone's game. Just looks like Maxwell's coming out pretty strong right now.
Gaining Valor with a shot after a miss by Maxwell. Pretty sure that was Death Wish that... yeah, he went to go try to catch that off the back wall. Unfortunately, unable to do so, which left an open net for Gaining. I think that's where Dias is going to have to find their moments. If they want to be able to take out Maxwell, they're going to need to capitalize on those small mistakes that Maxwell actually does.
Right. But a team as good as Maxwell, though, there's not very many of those mistakes. So they're going to have to play really solid if they want to gain some ground here in this series.
You're absolutely right. Granted,
this one was
unable
dope.
to